Okay, so now that you guys have all of your glass pieces completely clean, I want you to take each piece of your linen that I sent you, and I want you to place it between your two pieces of glass. I didn't supply you guys with anything for the back, but I mean, if you have something you want to put in the back, go ahead. Just as long as it's not thick. You don't want it too really thick at all. Pretty much the same thickness or less. And you don't want anything sticking out over the edges. So what you're going to do is you're probably going to have to go and trim it so that it's pretty much flush and nothing sticking out on the edge. I'm just going to trim this a tiny bit more because I know it's sticking out. A few strings, but I'm not worried about those. I just basically want it you should be wearing your gloves when you're doing this, just so you don't get any oil from your skin on the glass. That's the way I do it. This one's being kind of non-cooperative. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, once it's all flush, I want you to hold your glass tightly and make sure that it's nice and flush together. We're going to have our burnishing tool now. I'm going to take my silver tinned tape that I sent to you guys. I'm going to pull it back about 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to keep holding onto my glass. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold that paper back, and I'm going to go to the bottom right there. I'm going to go to the bottom, and I'm going to take my glass and see how it's flush right there. I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to center that coming in about 1/2 inch or more, and I'm going to center it on my tape so it's straight and centered. This way it's going to be the same on the front and the back. I'm going to press on it so that it's down. Being very careful, I'm going to pull the tape away, the paper away from the tape. And then what I want you guys to do is I want you to keep an eye on the top of your glass, right there. And what I want you to do is, keeping an eye on the top of your glass, don't look down here, top of your glass. I want you to take the top of your glass and I want you to center it onto the tape, like that. Don't pull it too hard because it'll tear the tape. So don't really pull, just gently lay it there and then go back using your finger and press that tape down gently onto the glass. We're going to turn a corner. We're still keeping our hands in the center of the glass, holding it firmly together. Then again, I'm going to watch the end of my glass, only watching the end of it, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to center it again, right there. I'm not pulling, I'm not putting any pressure on the tape. I'm going to go back and just gently press it. Go around another corner. I'm going to do the same thing, keeping an eye right there at the end. I'm going to pull my tape so gently. I'm going to center, go back to the center, looking at the end of my glass, placing it down. Laying it down like that. Now we're coming to the last turn. What I want you to do is, see the edge of your tape right there? I want you to make sure it's flush with this end of this side of the tape. And I want you to lay it so that it's nice and flush and lays exactly together. Then come back and press. Then what we're going to do is we're still being really gentle. I'm going to pull the tape down just about 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to clip it, because you don't want it to come to the very end. Lay it down gently. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your burnishing tool. Very carefully and softly, you're just going to come like you're wrapping a present. You're going to come to the corner on the bottom, and you're just going to press it down right there. Then come to the other end, press that down. Then go to the middle. Then very carefully just, slide the burnishing tool across. We're going to come back and really get that tape down later. Then we're going to go over to this corner. Make sure that's up. And we're going to press it down like we're wrapping a present. Come back down here. Press it down. Press it down. Really carefully, because you want it to be really nice. Go around. Still, we're not putting any pressure on the tape. We're just holding it like this. Come over to the corner. Press it down. I'm not worrying about getting it down really tight yet, but it's down. I'm going to turn it over and we're going to do the other side. Same thing, starting at the bottom. Pressing. Pressing. I sent you guys a couple extra pieces of this tin tape. Now, if you guys want to buy more of this tin tape, you can go to glasssupplies.etsy.com. Her name is Robin. So it's Glass Supplies, GLASSSUPPLIES, Glass Supplies. She's a seller, and you can buy it from her. It's about $38 or $39 a roll. It's good. You can also blacken it. Okay, so now we have it all completely done. What we want to do now is really get that tape down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the top, on the sides, and I'm going to use my burnishing tool, the edge, and I'm just going to come, I'm really going to press so it really gets stuck down on the sides of that glass. Being careful though not to tear the tape. I'm going to do all 4 sides. Really take your time. I'm not really taking my time because this video would be forever. If you've taken my classes, my workshops, you know they're about 9 hours. It's ridiculous. Okay. Got all 4 of the sides down. Then I wanted to go and do the tops and the bottoms. So what I'm going to do is, you guys see the corners? I'm going to take my burnishing tool and I'm really going to press. Really press and get that so flat. Really press down on those corners because you want them to be really stuck. Then I'm going to do this part right here. I'm going to use the side angle and I'm really going to press that tape down onto my glass. Be careful when you get to the corners, you don't want it to come up. I mean, you have to really pay attention to what you're doing, and it's not easy. If you're doing it right, it's not easy. but you want it to last forever. Now, if you know how to solder, use your foil tape and solder them. You don't even need to, though, if you're going to paint it, which is what we're doing. But if you want to solder it, solder it. You want to blacken this, blacken it. That actually might look really cute if it's blackened with the painted pieces because they're antiqued. Okay, so I'm going to come back when these are all done, both sides, and we're going to proceed.